All right, welcome back to a brand new video of the Targeted Individual Program, Targeted Individual Experience. So again, I'm going to show you guys how they engage in trying to create conflict or creating conflict between me and Pam, right? The mother of my two youngest children. So she had said to me that she has a funeral this weekend. And I said to her, okay, I said, it's not my weekend, you know. So I don't even know why you even mentioned it to me. But again, obviously, again, when she does things like this, is to try to play on my goodness, and because she's leave the kids by themselves all day and all night in the past, right? And all of a sudden now that she has some sort of awareness of which that she shouldn't be doing that after how many years have went by, all of a sudden now is that, okay, I'm just going to forget all the stuff that I did, to abandon our children. And now they have the mentality that they've developed where they don't want to do homework, they don't want to clean, they don't want to do anything. I'm just going to be like, well, it's not my fault. I'm not to blame, right? Anyhow, so yesterday she reminded me again, and I said to her, "What time is the funeral?" And she was like, it was not really a funeral. No, she was like, "It's 5 o'clock." I was like, "What you mean, funeral at 5 o'clock?" She's like, "Yeah, not really a funeral. It's a wake." But in the beginning, that's not what she told me. She told me that she has a funeral to go to, not a wake, okay, but a funeral. And I know they usually have funeral in the morning, and if they do have funeral in the afternoon, which is fine. But it went from a funeral to a wake. You know what I'm saying? Or some function for this woman, right? That had died. It was a female, and like I said, I don't really care. It doesn't really matter, right? If you wanted me to watch the kids, you can just ask, okay? But what happened is that, and as I posted, the video with Louis Farrakhan, he talks about how because when people do things to you, when they deceive you, they're deceptive, they treat you bad, they lie to you, right? So they have to, because again of who you are, they have to try to destroy you, right? They have to try to destroy you because you speak the truth and you want them to be truthful, but they can't be truthful. They can't be honest. They have to continue with the lie and the manipulation. And so I'm like, look, I said to her, because she asked back for the keys. I said, okay, fine, give her the keys, what have you. But I could tell she didn't, she she had like whatever plans that she had, what have you. She didn't really want to get the keys back because all of a sudden, yesterday, when I look at the time, I didn't see Ethan. I said I didn't hear from him. I said I text her. I said, have you heard from Ethan? Yes, because I told Ethan, I said, listen, when you get out of school, even if you're going to after school, you need to text me to let me know you're going to after school. Okay? If you're going to hang out with your friends, you need to text me or call me to let me know you hang out with your friends. When you're on your way home, you need to text me to let me know you're on your way home. All right? You are 15 years old. You're not an adult yet. Okay? Pam, she doesn't care. She does not care at all. Once in a while, she texts me, hey, did you hear from Ethan? When it comes to these things, she thinks she's like, oh, he's a teenager, this and this, all this excuse. Oh, he's a teenager. Oh, he's this, he's, what I'm saying? I'm just like, come on, I'm his father. So the fact that they don't even recognize you as the father of their children, the fact that they don't even understand that as men, who naturally we are as not just men, but also as fathers, right? They're not clear on the defining roles, right, of which men, who men are naturally and who they are as women, right? And that's the thing with the white supremacist movement, with the white feminist supremacist movement, right, and the transhumanist movement, is to blur the lines between what is a man and what is a woman. Okay, all right. So she texted me saying that she's leaving. This is at 1:14 p.m. She called me and I texted her, I call her back. Right? Now you had the entire morning. When I said to you, okay, I'll come and watch them, and you didn't ask me what time. You didn't tell me what time you was leaving, right? So what time am I supposed to be there for? So but again, calling me at 1:14 p.m. Right? telling me that she's leaving at 3. And I said to her, listen, I'll be there at 3:30. No one will be there to listen. Can you come early? I said, no. All right. I said, this is my response. So let me get this right. You asked for the keys because you were going to the funeral today. Of course, I guess the spell thing. And didn't want to leave your keys with the kids because according to you, you didn't want to rely on the idea of hoping that the kids might not let you in the house. So now you're telling me that Ethan is going to a party. Why didn't you tell me that last night when you called me? Ethan decided today, right, to go to Derek's party, birthday party, while Derek invited him today. And again, it doesn't make any sense. So why was Ethan over there yesterday? Why was Ethan over there yesterday? You know what I'm saying? He said originally was going to be Derek's day one friend, but because Ethan is now a close friend, he asked him to come. Okay, so when did he decide that Ethan was a close friend? Today? Because Ethan was over there yesterday? That make it make sense. You know, like I keep saying, these people are very manipulative. These are so-called religious Christian people, very manipulative. Because again, that's who their religion is all about. Manipulation, lies, contradiction, and hypocrisy. Right? Me, I like a straight answer. You ask me a question, I'm gonna give you a straight answer. I ask you a question, give me a straight answer. Don't omit shit. Don't run around the bush telling me this, telling me that. Don't try to string me along. Don't do this and that. Give me a straight answer. But they can't because of their mindset, how they're conditioned. Right? So I said, I'm not coming earlier than 3:30. She will be here when you get here. Okay? That's what she said to me now. She said, she will be here when you get here. So I asked, what time is the party ending? No clue. You want Ethan to go when you get here? I didn't answer that because the party is at Judy's. Ethan can't Uber home. What time is the party ending? She didn't respond. Did the question mark. I will ask Judy, I'm guessing 7 or 8. I said, ask and let me know. Okay? Text her back again. Did you find out the time? They haven't answered excuse me, us yet. I know Judy had a funeral this morning. They were catered, so it might be available by 3 in time for party. And I'm saying to myself, so she can't answer a simple text asking what time the party ended? Clearly not. You seem to think everyone gives a phone the same importance as you. It's not about giving the same importance as you. And again, right, because her friend is very involved in her children education. Okay? Very involved in her children education. Right? Her son is actually on the honor roll, getting honors and so forth. Right? Now you would think that since that is a friend that you always talk to, that she would influence you positively. But that's not what they do. And that is the role of women, particularly Christian women. Right? As long as they're doing better than you, they want to keep it that way. They want to keep it that way. Right? They want to keep, like I said, women, and not just me, but women, particularly black women, are each other's worst enemy. Right? Because if I have a friend who's a male and I see that he is not doing what he needs to do for his kids, I'm going to say, hey man, you need to do what's right for your kids. You need to stop doing this, stop doing this. Men, we correct other men. Women don't. Women have this egotistical mindset and this narcissistical mindset. Again, this is what religion does to them because, to them, if they're doing well, that means that they're highly favored by God. And everybody else who's not doing well means God doesn't favor them, so they're beneath them. Right? But they never look at their actions. Okay? They never look at their action. They will tell other women, oh, you don't need to get married, while they're married. They'll tell other women, oh, you should leave your husband, while they stay in a marriage where the husband is cheating, he's abusive physically, right? Because again, they're not happy, so they don't want you to be happy. And that's the Christian mindset. That's the religious mindset of religious people, particularly Christianity. So if you're not a Christian, you shouldn't be happy. If you're not a Christian, you shouldn't have a good marriage. If you're not a Christian, you shouldn't be doing better than them. Right? When they seem to forget that there's a whole world out there with billions of people who don't believe in their Christian religion, who are doing well, who are married, who are raising families and children, in a good way, right? While they're not raising their children in a good way, the majority of them. Okay. So anyhow, so it's not a matter of that. It's me using my common sense and to say, hey, you're telling me all of this now, right? At 1 something minutes to 2, right? And I'm like, where's all this coming from? Why I hate to be given information piece bit by bit, right? And again, I talk about how they will manipulate other people to manipulate her to try to emotionally manipulate me, right? Because that's who they are. Okay. See, I would never do that to anybody. And they know this. This is why, like I said, they have to villainize you. They have to make you like them in order to justify what it is that they're doing. Right? So that they can sleep at night, knowing that, or believing, not knowing, believing that no karma is going to come their way. Right? This is the sick mindset. So while she, I'm just like, okay. So she goes, I saw, this is my response, right? Because she's like, oh, well, I haven't heard back from her, what have you, such. So my response, I say, I know from logical thinking that a woman who has kids will always have her phone on, knowing they could arise issue with her children when away from them, right? And the reason why I can say that about her friend is because I see her friend is active in her children's education, right? Unlike their mother, unlike our two, like Pam, right? How she's want to be inactive, that I have to literally, I'm arguing with her about when I'm not here to making sure that the kids study, to making sure that the kids read, because she would rather be on the phone, lock up in her bedroom, okay? All right, come out when it's only necessary. You know what I'm saying? If they're hungry or, she may decide to cook or what have you. But other than that, she will let these kids stay up late, sleep late, right? Letting the kids sleep till after 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock on a Sunday afternoon. Okay? And then want to tell me the next day they were up all night. Well, of course, if you let them sleep all day, they're going to be up all night. So again, like I said, the chaotic mindset that she has is really ridiculous. Okay? So she goes, not if they're currently with her at a funeral. Okay, so let me guess. Your friend, son, who's having a party today. Ethan was over there yesterday. They're having a party today. They're attending the funeral, right? You don't think that people are going to be calling, if particularly they're sending their children to the party, that they're going to be calling her or texting her to see what time the party is, to see what's going on, right? So then, so I said, take her with you. Or Ethan, I'll have Ethan take her to the party. This seems ridiculous. It's like you're playing games to me. And that's how I felt, because that's how it felt. And I'm sure you guys reading this with me will probably feel the same way too. She goes, because you have trust issues, you are being ridiculous. I'm going to a funeral and Ethan is going to it. No, he's back to going to a funeral. Remember, she told me she's going to a wake yesterday, not a funeral. Okay? And she's going to a funeral, but the funeral is from 5 o'clock till 10 o'clock, right? That's the 9 o'clock, something like that. That's the funeral. Then she's at 10 o'clock. Then she's like, well, I'll be back like around 1 o'clock. 12, 1 o'clock. Depending, when everything is over, we might want to talk and chat, what have you, and such. Right? Now, I talk about this. When I used to be here watching the kids during the week while she go out on her business dinners and stuff like that, or business function, not, agreeing on the time and not adhering to that time, or even if she's going to be late, not being courteous, a text to say, hey, such and such is happening. Do you mind if I stay for an extra hour? Have such none of that stuff. She'll come home, and expect me to go home at, 1 o'clock at night, 2 o'clock at night, and I got to take the bus. She didn't care about that shit. When I confronted her on it, well, I was having too much fun. I wasn't thinking about you. You're not on my mind. I'm thinking about me having fun. Right? So again, I keep telling her, I said, my experience with you has taught me exactly who you are. You may think, or you may believe that you're different, but you're not. Okay, you still exhibit the same behavior. It's just that whoever you're talking to, every time you talk to somebody new, you already know the pattern. How you're going to act towards me, right? So again, my experience, right, trump what you want to tell me, okay, about how you're not like that anymore, because you are. All right. Now you may be coming to some self-realization because somebody that you've met is telling you something, and because you um, are impressed by them, because you are very impressionable about those all the time. People with money, they impress you. People with status, they impress you. Okay, and I said that's fine because that's you're a woman, so I expect that. That's who women are naturally, right? So she goes, you need to stop always being a victim in other people's story. How am I being a victim? How am I being a victim? You guys read this with me. From the shit that she is telling me, from what's going on, from her not telling me certain things, from her waiting until today to drop some things on me, right? And I'm not supposed to question those things, right? I've decided to do you a favor to come here and watch the kids while you go your thing. But that's not what you want. You want to stay out late and come home whenever and expect me to be here. No, it's not happening. So as I was coming up the elevator and I opened the elevator, she was still here. And I said to her, why are you still here? She's like, well, you didn't, you told me 3:30. Now, mind you, right, you guys saw, I had to wait for the bus. The first bus, I had to wait for the second bus. The second bus was local. It made every single stop. You know what I'm saying? And I had to wait. See, she don't take that into consideration. She don't take that into consideration at all, right? And then she kept instead of looking at me, she kept looking at on the inside of the door. There's a piece of silver metal. It's like a square piece of silver metal, probably about maybe 6 inches by maybe a little bit more than that, 6 inches or 7 inches by 7 inches, 6 inches, whatever. But anyhow, so she kept looking at that as she got in the elevator as I'm talking to her. And I said to her, I told you I'm on my way. Right? I text her, I'm on my way. Right? Now look. Anyhow. No, you have not. No, you have not. And then she goes, because I ask her what time the party's over. She doesn't know. How do you don't know? You are the parent. Ask Ethan. He's right there. What time does the party over, Ethan? If he gets the information, he should know. But again, it's the game they're trying to play because they get a rise out of trying to emotionally manipulate me. Right? That's the sick mindset of these people. Right? So ask for communication and transparency, and then accuse us. Who's us? I'm not accusing us of anything. Who's us? What is Alyssa going to do with teenage? What is Alyssa going to do with teenage boys? What does it have to do with anything? What does it have to do with what me and you are talking about? And why should Ethan miss out on a get together with friends because you don't trust anybody? You see, it shows you how she doesn't listen to me, right? Because she never listened, she didn't care. It was all about her. And I said to her, that's fine. I'm not a yo-yo, a person who will accept things that is half the details, half the truth, half the honesty. Half the honesty, omitting information, receiving information bit by bit, not being given direct answers to direct questions. Right? Then she goes, then you should, I guess you meant to say then I shouldn't interact with any humans again. And that's not true. But again, they want you to believe that everybody is like them. They want you to be like everybody have that sort of mindset. So I wrote, not us, you. And she goes, whatever, bro. Ethan will remember this. Again, trying to use and play my son against me, trying to create a conflict. So I got on the phone because she called me. And Ethan called me. And I tell Ethan, I said, your mother is trying to create conflict between me and you. Okay? And she's being helped. Understand that. All right? Now, my black brothers, we know this, that these women are being manipulated. They are being used to create conflict so they can do what? So they can get our sons to hate us. I'm showing you guys the process in which they engage in such behavior and the use of black women as a tool to do just that. Okay? You see, he goes, Ethan will remember this. You could have let him go, but you choose to be mad for no reason other than control. How is control? How is other than control? Now I want you to understand this. You see, because this is what these women have in their mind. This is what's being put into their mind, that I'm trying to control them. Right? Meanwhile, they're trying to control you. They're trying to make sure that you don't elevate more than them. Right? They're trying to make sure that you don't date a better woman than them. Right? So I goes, I'm not mad. He will remember how you didn't tell me about the party. This is the result of you omitting information because you want to cause a rift between my son and I. Typical black mother's playbook. Bam, there you go. Okay? Ask any father, black father, who have issues with black women who are the mothers of their children, and they're going to tell you the same thing. They all play the same games because it's a playbook. It's a playbook of how they're being manipulated, how they're being used. I talk about this. When you see black women, the majority of them all speaking the same way, right? All wanting a particular type of man, making a particular amount of money, looking a particular type of way. That's conditioning. That is psychological manipulation. When you look at their patterns, it's all the same. That is conditioning. Right? And we, as black men and black women, have to realize what's going on. We have to understand. And I applaud my black brothers because we have done so much work to understand, to become self-aware of what's being done. We have to correct each other, check each other when we need to be checked. But the women are not doing the same. Black women will let the worst woman amongst them be the image for the world to see. And they will not correct them. You don't see that in any other racial ethnic group. You don't see that amongst Hispanic women, of letting these toxic Hispanic women be their representative on the world stage. No, you don't see white women doing it. You don't see Arab women doing it, Asian women doing it. Black women are the only women who will do that. All right? So understand what's going on. Anyhow, I'll talk to you guys in the next video.